Why would anyone move to DeLand, Florida? And if you did move here, what would you need to know? I've been living in the DeLand area since the 90s, and my team and I have been helping home buyers and sellers for many years. Today, I'll be addressing moving to DeLand from a local's perspective. DeLand is the county seat of Volusia County with around 44,000 residents and covers just shy of around 18 square miles. DeLand is about 40 minutes north of Orlando, about an hour from Orlando International Airport, Disney, and all the other Orlando area attractions. We're about 30 minutes west of Daytona International Speedway and around 30 or 35 minutes west of New Smyrna Beach. DeLand is really a large, small town, or maybe it's a small, large town, I'm not really sure. So you get the advantages of a large town with a few chain restaurants. Restaurants like McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Chipotle, and all that, along with the shopping like Walmart, Lowe's, Publix, TJ Maxx, Belk, and several others for sure. But you also get the small town feel that downtown DeLand offers. DeLand really has a little bit of everything that a large town has, but it's still somehow it kind of retains that small town feel. DeLand's downtown district is really one of the best in Central Florida and is really the heartbeat of this small town feel. Historic downtown DeLand has all sorts of festival, it has the Athens Theater and all sorts of art, has Stetson University, some great little restaurants and bars, and some small shops that people come from all over Central Florida to check out. Speaking of the restaurants, I'll include a link at the end of this video with what I believe are the best restaurants here in DeLand. DeLand's cost of living is right around the national average, and the median sale price of a single-family residential home over the last 90 days since I recorded this video was right around $355,000. Now this is higher than some of DeLand neighbors, including Orange City down to the south at $328,000 and Deltona at around $312,000. But it's still lower than Debary at around $387,000 and Orlando at around $395,000. If you've seen some of my videos on these cities, you may see that these numbers are rising, but that's because some of these videos were completed some time ago. I did not include Daytona Beach since its median sale price kind of gets skewed by high-priced beach homes and lower-priced condominiums. Most of DeLand is in Volusia County, which has the 6th highest millage rate in the entire state, giving us property taxes that seem to be skyrocketing. DeLand's Lake County portion, which is more rural and out on the west side and across the St. Johns River, has taxes that I believe are a bit more moderate. In my mind, the fact that Florida has no state income tax offsets my concerns about Volusia County's taxes. Although there are some apartments, some manufactured homes, and a few condos in DeLand, most of the houses here are single-family residential homes. Victoria Park is the largest community down on the southeast side of DeLand and not too far from I-4, which is our nearest highway that connects Daytona Beach down to Orlando and eventually down to Tampa. Now I won't go into Victoria Park too much here, but there's a full video on our channel on Victoria Park and several other neighborhoods to check out. We've got all sorts of new construction going on too, as DeLand really seems to be booming. We've got some great 55+ options as well as some homes with a bit of land, like up in Glenwood. You know, up there it's great if you don't want a cookie cutter type home. We've got some luxury housing and even some farms if you want a little bit of land between you and the neighbor. If you're thinking about moving anywhere here in Central Florida, simply pick up the phone and give us a call. While DeLand is our most popular destination here, there are other cities that I encourage our customers to check out. Cities like Orange City, Debary, Deltona, Lake Helen, and even DeLeon Springs should always be considered if you're thinking of moving to the DeLand area. Sanford and Lake Mary, which are down a little closer to Orlando, are cities that we're very familiar with and are also great options. They have a different feel than DeLand, but they're options that I often encourage my customers to consider. When I get calls from all around the United States to discuss moving to DeLand, I'm often asked about Daytona Beach as an option, which I believe is appropriate due to its proximity to DeLand and obviously the beaches. Daytona Beach and DeLand have an entirely different feel to them. So if you aren't sure which is better for you, be sure to ask me about that. The location is one of DeLand's greatest features. Being that we're just north of Orlando, we've got everything the big city offers just a short ride away. The Kia Center is right downtown Orlando, as is the Citrus Bowl or Camping World Stadium. They've got all sorts of nightlife, they've got some great restaurants, and all the traffic that we just don't have, we don't know anything about up here in DeLand. Orlando International Airport is the largest airport in our area, and it's where most flights come in. However, I try to use Sanford International Airport whenever possible. It's less expensive and it's much easier to navigate than MCO. Daytona International Airport is about the same distance as Sanford's airport, but tickets at Daytona's airport always seem to be pretty pricey. Daytona and New Smyrna beaches are just a 30-minute ride east where many locals spend their weekends. I like to head that way for the Indian River and Mosquito Lagoon for some great fishing, although many locals like to stay right here in DeLand to fish the St. Johns River. Out on the west side of DeLand is a spring-to-spring trail that connects up with other cycling or walking trails, and they connect all the way over to the beaches or down to Winter Park in the Orlando area. Historic St. Augustine, the oldest city in the United States, is about an hour and 15 minutes or so right up I-95. My wife and I love to take day trips up that way, especially when they've got it all decked out for Christmas. So you see that DeLand is really right in the middle of everything. But one thing it's not in the middle of is those hurricanes. Now yes, we do get hurricanes in DeLand, but those 20 or 30 miles between us and the coastline is a big advantage for us here in DeLand, as hurricanes often lose quite a bit of their punch before they ever get to us. Yes, we still get the high winds and the downed trees, we get the lost power and some flooding, but it's usually nothing like it is over on the beaches. DeLand is more than just our downtown district, our beaches, and our great fishing though. DeLand skydiving is famous around here, and it's a hit for my family, especially on gorgeous days after church on Sundays in the winter when it's nice and cool. We'll head over to the DeLand Municipal Airport and watch the skydivers while we're having lunch. Stetson University is a huge asset for DeLand. They've got some great art, they've got athletic events, and a whole lot more. The Ocala National Forest to the north and to the west of DeLand is a huge draw for hiking, fishing, bird watching, and anything else you want to do in the woods. We've got several great springs in the area too. Blue Springs down in Orange City and De Leon Springs just north of DeLand are great places to cool off in the summer heat. At the end of this video, I'll share some of my personal favorite hidden gems of DeLand, so be sure to stick around for that. Sometimes we'll head down to the Disney area attractions or International Drive and just hang out. We'll go down there and see a show, maybe have a meal, or tour some of the hotels via the trams with the kids. We've done that a lot. Now, it may sound weird to you, but we've had a lot of fun over the years doing simple things just like that, things that you can't do in other areas. Lake Eola is a great place to walk and hit one of the markets on a nice day. Attractions like SeaWorld, Universal Studios, Islands of Adventure, Discovery Cove, Gatorland, and Kennedy Space Center are all great places to spend the day. Of course, I'm really just scratching the surface with all that the Orlando area has to offer. Unfortunately, we do more than hang out at Disney, sit on the beach, and fish around here. Most of us have to work for a living. DeLand's economy is quite strong. Stetson University hires a ton of people, but there's an abundance of manufacturing and hospitality jobs right here in DeLand. Not to mention the DeLand Municipal Airport and the city of DeLand. However, our proximity to Daytona Beach and Orlando opens the job opportunity door wide open. Lake Mary, which is about halfway between DeLand and Orlando, was a huge location for company headquarters for professional type jobs too. Many of DeLand's residents are heading down to Orlando and Lake Mary, or they're heading over to Daytona Beach for work to avoid the noise and the hustle and bustle of Orlando. DeLand High School and Taylor High up in Pearson are the public high schools in DeLand. DeLand Middle and Southwestern Middle are the primary middle schools, and Blue Lake, Citrus Grove, Stark, and Freedom are the public elementary schools. Of course, DeLand has several options for private schools, including St. Barnabas, Stetson Baptist, and DeLand Prep, and I'm sure there's others, but they're escaping me right now. As for colleges here in the DeLand area, of course, we've got Stetson University, which is a private college. We've also got Daytona State College, Bethune-Cookman, and Embry-Riddle right over in Daytona, and some of the locals from around here make the 45 or 50-minute ride down to the University of Central Florida. I'm often asked about how good the schools are here in DeLand, and it's often a difficult question to answer, as school ratings are often changing, and they may be subject to your needs, which may be different. As such, I usually encourage my customers to go online. I encourage them to go to websites like the Florida Department of Education's website, or other ones like greatschools.org. Here are those videos I promised you earlier. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.